a pleasant good morning to each and everyone, and welcome to this edition of the Titans of Democracy right here on the street, 919 FM. Let me thank the Heavenly Father for bringing me here safe, sound, and all together in one piece. A pleasant good morning going on to my entire family. Good morning to Miss Sharon Felix, Mr. Dominic Romain, and their entire family. Good morning to you, all our viewers, all our listeners, all our callers, to those of you that are always locked on with us via whatever mechanism that you are. It's always good to have you guys on the inside with us. Pleasant good morning going out to my friends and family in Tobago. Good morning to you guys. Pleasant good morning to each and everyone. Good morning to the management and staff of the Street 919 FM. Good morning to Mr. Iwer George and his entire family. So, as we get ready to go into the papers for today, Tuesday, the 7th of December 2021. Headlines in the Express. Green sweep. PDP ends PNM's 20-year THA reign. Newborn baby, 2 moms die of COVID. So let's get on the inside, see what's taking place. Green sweep. The Tobago political map turned almost entirely green yesterday as the Progressive Democratic Patriots PDP won upwards of 12 out of the 15 seats in the enlarged, hold on, I'm getting on the inside. All right. Enlarged Tobago House of Assembly THA. Heavy turnout as Tobago votes. The figures are yet to be, are yet to be tallied, but there was a steady stream of voters throughout the day yesterday during the Tobago House of Assembly THA elections. 2 new moms die of COVID. 2 more women have died from complications of the COVID-19 virus after giving birth to their babies. Fully vaccinated, Manning's condition could have been worse. The COVID-19 vaccines work. Dialsing ready for COVID surge after Tobago election. Health Minister Terence Dialsing said Trinidad and Tobago's healthcare system stands ready to handle any increase in COVID-19 infections that may arise out of the elections yesterday. Workers take their union to court. 2 senior employees at the Agriculture Ministry's Forestry Division have taken their trade union to court after it allegedly failed to intervene on their behalf in a, in a dispute the workers have with their employer. Bring back Economic Development Advisory Board, says economists. Economist Dr. Roger Hossain says the Economic Development Advisory Board, EDAB, should be re-established given the magnitude of this country's economic decline. 2 arrested for threatening to kill their wives. Santa brings joy to the little ones. Warning for COVID quarantine breakers. And these are the stories making way in the Express at this time. So over to the Newsday. PDP victory as THA deadlock broken with historic PNM defeat. Jolene John, Tobago has shown the way in THA election. Commissioner at murdered prison officer's funeral. Hurry up with the vengeance, Lord. Dialsing clarifies ministry's 3rd dose policy. Baby girl dies from COVID-19. Ministry expands COVID-19 step-down care to make more room in hospitals. Tableland men jailed for burglary. Judge raises concerns over attorney conflict in land sales. PNM PDP leaders pleased with voting in THA elections. Disorderly Princestown man 26 jailed. Rio Claro technician gives back to the community. Mother of slain Lafayette fisherman, I am still numb. Equal Opportunity Tribunal Vera Bajan back in court for appeal. Over 100 pregnant women contracted COVID-19 in November. Touchstone finds light oil after first Roystone production tests. Ireland to play 3 ODIs, 1 T20I and in Jamaica next month. Arima farmer shot by trap gun. Bandits steal 2,500 from Kirap Lotto booth. Human rights group wants access to prisons. People of Praise launch food bank life center in Arima. Oasis Greens residents frustrated over collapsed road. And these are the stories making way in the Newsday at this time. So as we get into the Guardian, let's see what's taking place. Headlines in the Guardian. Greenwash. Where am I? Right. Farley. PDP win a strong rejection of Prime Minister Rowley. Deputy political leader of the Progressive Democratic Party, PDP, Farley Augustine, last night said the party's resounding victory in the Tobago House of Assembly election stood as a rejection of Tobagonian-born Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley. COVID claims life of newborn baby girl. TNT's youngest fatality. Ministry of Health ready for any COVID-19 spike. PDP topples PNM in THA polls. Farley says it's Tobago time now. Investigations on into vaccination double dipping. Drive-through Christmas Village opens in Sando. Another police officer dies from COVID. 19 COVID deaths. 801 new cases. High electorate turnout likely. Okay, that was yesterday's story. How can I protect myself from new Omicron variant? CTO launches online training and development learning center. Next pandemic could be more lethal, warns AstraZeneca vaccine creator. Okay. Right. So these are the stories that are making way in the Guardian, the Express, and the Newsday at this time. So, oh yeah, ooh la la. Let's see what's. So at this time, I'm going to just open up the lines until Dominic gets in. So my numbers are 342-0081, 466-5391. Those are the numbers to call. Call me up. Caller, good morning.
Morning, Bruce.
Hey,
The
Dominic.
liquid nipple is and he don't. But Bruce,
Oui.
and that surprised me, boy. Not really surprised, boy, but 12 by? Anyway, what shall be will be. So it hangs, so it swings. Looking to see if what's going to happen now, next 4 years. You have to wait and see what's going to happen. Who will get jail and who succeed and who will change passport and all kind of things. Anyway, let me say morning to Trinidad and Tobago. Tobago, good morning to you. Everybody, good morning to 1285 Party Street, good morning to you. Zena, time to get up. Roman Oga, time to get up. Jackie and Jackie, hey, girlfriend, morning. To everybody, Dominic, good morning. Bataria, Jenny, good morning to you. Ms. Faizabad, everybody, good morning. People of Bonnet Gardens and Mount Hope, love is the answer. Give somebody something for Christmas and don't say nothing. Love is the answer. Go on, Mr. Puna.
Well, let me say good morning to Mr. Dominic Romain.
Morning.
How are you this morning, my friend?
All is well.
Nice. So let me just set up things to make sure that, as we say, the public can see you. Oh, gosh. Caller, good morning.
Good morning to you, Bruce. Dominic, Sharon.
Morning.
And by extension, the titans of democracy. Where we lose one battle, nothing wrong with that, it must have a winner. But we stand predominate, created in PNM. And we're going to see the performance. Because the man don't say he love money bad, so I don't know. You think it's easy?
Oh, gosh.
He had a good experience. But as I say, God is great. Likewise with PNM. Warning to the titans of democracy, home and abroad. Too many names to call. Nocturne as usual, my brother.
Yeah, man.
I have faith in my party. They could do it in one time longer than twice.
All the time.
You'll have a safe and blessed day.
Yeah, man. Take care. Bless.
Always, God is the boss. Nocturne as usual.
Hello?
Caller, good morning.
Yeah, morning, Bruce.
Hey, morning,
Well,
morning.
Yeah, we lost 12-3, right?
Mm-hmm.
We lost 12-3. The score was 12-3, right? We lost 33-3 already, right? And we come back. But the point is, give them a chance to see what they're going to do now. Right? Everybody need a chance, right? The same thing with the UNC. Let me see what they're going to do in 4 years and think it turn back around. So, let me see what they're going to do because they might start up good in 4th year and the next 2 years they sell for the people. Because these people are no experience to run country. So, if nobody should vex for the results, right?
Yeah.
It's up to them to prove themselves now. But in Trinidad, right? You see in Trinidad, we have to make some changes in Trinidad, in the PNM in Trinidad. We have to watch what goes on Tobago. Right now, we have to, before local election, we need to have new leadership. We need to have A.B. Brown or Brian Manning to lead the party for local election. And we need to make some reshuffle. Like Ministry of Works and Agriculture, we need to reshuffle this position now because, we need to reshuffle this position.
Right.
Ministry of Works and Agriculture, and we need to move the leader of the party now. And put younger people to take with you in local election because the same thing has happened here. We need new people, all right?
Okay, then.
Right.
Yeah, man. So, Mr. Dominic,
Yes, sir.
I studied if we should switch chairs here, you know.
You should change as well. I got right here.
Oh, gosh. Well, here's where I take it over to you.
Yeah, pretend I'm home.
Oh, gosh.
Right, so good morning to all of our loyal listeners. As I'm in studio this morning, because sometimes I have early days, and this is is one of them. So, yeah, good morning to Mr. and Mrs. Kisepi, Mr. and Mrs. Regis, Mother Tunapuna, to Olga and Uma. Yeah, so morning, Angie. Manu, morning to you as well. Miss Alison Samuel and others. Do I address the pink elephant in the room? Or should I say the green elephant in the room? Well, I think certainly the result was a surprise to many people. To some it wasn't.
Yeah.
As I said, we weren't on the ground in Tobago, so we were looking in from the outside. Notwithstanding what we were hearing and so on, there was still, it still looked good. I was expecting a close result.
Yeah.
I was saying maybe a 8-7 or a 9-6 or something like that, but certainly not. Do they even have the final result?
I'm not sure, because I hear in 12-3, I hear in 15 sweep, I hear in...
Yeah, well, I saw Watson, you put out something about 3 hours ago stating that is 15-0 subject to confirmation from the EBC. I don't know where he getting his information from, but,
Yeah, so...
Yeah.
Wait to see how that turns out.
Yeah. Well, as I said, it was a disappointing night, of course, for the PNM. And as Dr. Oli has oftentimes said, the PNM is not afraid to lose elections.
True that.
In fact, in January, when or subsequent to the January 25th election, when there were persons who were calling for Tracy Davidson Celestin to step down and so on, Dr. Oli would have repeated that point. In fact, when he said that he stands by Tracy, and even if that means that PNM lost, so be it. But obviously, as with all the other times when the PNM has lost an election, they would do some introspection. Unlike the UNC, they would seek to determine what went wrong, what were the issues, and how do they regroup and come back stronger. So we've had the example of 1986 from 33, as the previous caller would have mentioned. Then we had the 1995 17-17-2, and then we had, of course, the 2010 debacle. So the PNM has shown that it has the wherewithal and the propensity to come back from an election loss. The Tobago experience, I think, is a little different.
Yeah.
And perhaps there is some merit to what Farley Augustine was saying all along with respect to Tobago has a 20-year cycle, that the NAR had their 20 years, and then the PNM came and they got their 20. Well, they got 21 because of the draw.
Mm-hmm.
And so now, that cycle has come around again, where the Tobago people were fatigued with the same administration for 20 years, and now they've chosen a different party. Whether or not the PDP has the wherewithal to last for 20 years is left to be seen, if only because, unlike its predecessors, the PDP is going into governance with a team that is inexperienced, that has no experience whatsoever in governance at that level. The only person who really has any kind of experience with respect to macro management to an extent is Watson Duke, and we've seen how he's handled that. So I've seen people started to post on Facebook and social media about Vox Populi, Vox Dei, the voice of the people is the voice of God. It's Vox Populi, full stop. I know Vox Dei in that, okay? Unlike the people of Tobago, God has not abandoned principle, he has not abandoned moral and spiritual values. And to me, that is basically what took place there. And not really an indictment on Tobago, but I would go so far as to say that whereas in the past Tobago would have been able to claim the moral high ground over Trinidad, that is no longer the case. Because when you can support overwhelmingly a man who has shown, and a party led by a man who has shown that he has no respect for authority, he has no respect for structure, a man with charges over his head, a man who has disrespected women, deliberately so, calling women stink and dirty and, threatening the Auditor General and all of these different things. But none of these things mattered. And I think, to Watson Duke's credit, what he was able to do successfully, as evidenced by the results, is that he played on the Tobagonian identity, Tobagonian-ness, and Fali said it last night, now is Tobago's time. And so I think a lot of people would have supported the PDP, one, because it's seen as an indigenous Tobago party. Whereas Watson Duke was able to paint the PNM as a more of a Trinidad party. It's entrenched in Trinidad. Yes, you have a Tobagonian leader, but it was still a party founded in Trinidad. And it's a party with Trinidadian roots. And that resonated with a lot of people. And therefore, this whole thing about Tobago is second class, that Tobago is the bastard child, that Tobago is a ward of Trinidad and they had to depend on Trinidad and all that too resonated with people. And so this, while we would have downplayed the whole argument about secession, apparently it is something that also struck up a chord with the people of Tobago. It's left to be seen if Mr. Duke is going to follow through on that. I don't doubt that he would. I listened to him last night. Well, I saw a little thing last night, a clip, and the hypocrisy that he's saying, well, for the next 4 years, if you're unemployed and you need employment, we are going to ensure that you get employment. But that is at odds. It's at variance with the THA workforce is too large. He said that, Fali said that, Fit B. Israel said that. And therefore, it is one can only assume that in the absence of a PDP manifesto, one can only assume that it's PDP policy. So are you not going to walk back on that? Having gotten in there and say, well, okay, we realize we can't do it, which would be, to an extent, recognition that what the PNM was saying was true. So we were telling all well, the THA workforce too large, or we understand why it's large now. Because we weren't ourselves, we didn't know. But now that we're inside, yeah, we had to change the tune. Yeah, Yeah. So it's like, so let's see if people are going to get their $1,000 ex gratia payment. That too, I imagine, would have played some small role.
So get your ex gratia payment, and then get rehired.
Well.
Right.
I would love to be a fly on the wall on the first executive council meeting of the PDP. It's like, all right, so what we going to do? What we have to do now? Yeah. And for the utterance of well, two things Fali said last night. One, he said that the result is a rejection of Dr. Rowley as Prime Minister, and two, that it's Tobago's time now. You can't talk healing and then you're promoting division. What does Tobago's time now mean? Right? So are you now jumping on the Watson Duke bandwagon to promote that division between Trinidad and Tobago? So it's about, there's Tobago time. It's not about Trinidad and Tobago, right? It's Tobago. So, okay, are we then to expect further division? It seems to me the majority of Tobago wants that. Well, that's the impression one gets. In fact, on the way down, I was listening to an interview that was done with two PDP supporters last night, and one was saying that the PNM treated people like dogs, that the PNM was doing what they want and it was listening to nobody and all of that.
So again, because I'm disgruntled and I am vexed for whatever reason, or maybe I didn't get what I wanted.
Right.
That is why things went the way it went. But I said this before, this result yesterday, and it come to pass.
Yes.
Right. Okay.
Well, I think Bruce. So we're looking at the PNM, and the good thing about this is that they don't have to go too far back in terms of introspection, because it seems where the tide turned for the PNM was from 2017 come forward. Okay. So they have to do, really, the examination has to be what went wrong in the last 4 years.
Right.
Now, what confuses me is that there was a lot that took place in the last 4 years. So, of course, there was the issue of the sea bridge,
right,
which was fixed, to my mind, in the best way possible. That it was a PNM government that gave Tobago the most amount of ferries, working ferries, functioning ferries, that it has ever had in its history. 4, right? Not 1. You know, it went from the right. Yeah, so yeah, they went so they have four working ferries now, right? But I would continue to make the point, Bruce, and I think it's an indictment on the PNM from a national level. The PNM does stuff, but they don't advertise it.
Yes, that has always been an
PR
issue.
is weak.
Yes.
People not gonna
very-
go around looking to see, well, let me go and see what they do, and let me see what they do.
Exactly.
There are a lot of things taking place. I mean, sometimes, if development is taking place in San Fernando, and I live in the east, and I work in Port of Spain, and I only go to San Fernando once or twice a day, I will not see what is taking place in San Fernando.
You would never have a clue.
Exactly. If there are parts of the country that I have no reason to go, but development is taking place there, I will not see it. And if you don't tell me, if you do not highlight it, then I would know. So if it is I am here, the PNM ain't doing nothing, and the PNM ain't doing nothing, and things are being done, but I can't see it, and I don't know about it, then to some extent, subconsciously, I would be inclined to listen to that. No,
That's right.
I'll give you an example. The other day I went to see a client of mine in Matarita, in Arima there. And where he lives, so I'm not familiar with that area, right? So after I was finished, I was heading back, so I thought, well, if I take this road, it's going to take me back into Arima. But it didn't. That was the road leading to the Blanchishares,
Okay.
right? And I came upon what was previously an HTC housing development previously called River Run Through. It's now called Carina Gardens.
Okay.
Now, Bruce, if I did not know that was an HTC development, I would have thought I was a private development. If you see this thing,
Wow.
I mean, this is the type of, that is a development that you would likely see in Westmoreland or Maraval or one of these areas. I mean, top class housing. But again, and this was constructed under this administration, but they're not talking about these things, right? You're not talking about it, you're not highlighting it enough. So if you don't do that, then the opposition will capitalize. Now, as far as I'm concerned, the PDP is the Mr. Tobago's cross to bear for the next 4 years. They made their decision, that's who they want, fine. I am confused as to how you could support a party that has not articulated a policy, has not told you what they intend to do, but you voted not because you believe that they could better your lives, but you voted because you're vexed with the PNM. And further to that, in order for last night's result to have taken place, it means there would have had to have been a mass defection of persons who previously supported the PNM. What would have brought that about? Now, as somebody who supports the PNM, I'm hard pressed to understand, because I said once a PNM, always a PNM, Bruce.
Yeah.
Yeah. So for somebody now to totally turn it around and say PNM do nothing and they treat people like dog and all this kind of thing and whatnot and stuff, having voted for the PNM before, are confused. So I think what the PNM needs to do now is, the question is, so Tobago has rejected the PNM. Does the PNM now reject Tobago? From the perspective of 2025, do they put their focus on Trinidad? Because obviously the 2 Tobago seats are now in play, unless the PDP messes up things so much over the next 4 years that the PNM can still count those 2 seats. It's going to be a very hard fight. Right?
It will be an interesting 4 years.
Very interesting. Very, very interesting. I wonder if Blackstone Technologies and whatnot is going to be getting any contracts. But these things will not matter. It does not matter, right? Clearly, Tobago has shown they don't care about those kind of things. You voted for a man who has shown he can manage 12 million a year, but you hand him 3 billion to manage, right? And if the PSA experience is anything to go by, the next 4 years, the THA is going to be the PSA on steroids, right? But again, what this result shows is that Tobagonians, in large measure, are prepared to turn a blind eye to any perceived wrongdoing that may take place over the course of the next 4 years. Because you make an issue about zipline.
Yeah.
Let me see if you're going to make an issue with anything else. And if anybody believes that the next 4 years under the PDP is going to be, spotless, and there's not going to be any allegations of wrongdoing, well, I have the London Bridge available for sale, so you could give me a call. But of course, we expect UNC going and gloat, and you ain't going to hear the end of that from them. And so they're already licking their chops for local election 2022, right? yeah, them not seeing that already because they want to. And this nonsense they're posting about they're proud of Tobago, and Tobago has shown the way. Shown the way for what? To vote for crooks? Really? To vote for people who are prepared to abandon their values? Come on, Pastor Baines.
Let me tell you something, a whole heap of promises, right? Which I have no problem with,
Right.
I have no problem with that. But let us be real here. How many promises came true in the past? Whether it be PNM, whether it be UNC, whether it be PDP, whether it be NAR, whether it be who. You can't vote on promises anymore,
Right.
Now, as you said before, the PNM PR needs to step up.
Yeah.
Right? I remain PNM, no matter what go on. The PR needs to step up because, as you say, Dominic, plenty times you go here, you go there, and you see different things happening, and what is this going on here?
Yeah.
And according to you, when you check, what by when this happened, you say, how long this bill? Who did it? Boy, this billing within this time to that time. You check. Wait, no, but I PNM time.
Yes.
Okay, all right. So how come I never know about this? And a lot of people say, oh, you want to show off, you want to gloat, you want to know. It's about letting the people know. And the way how things are now, everybody want to see. Don't come and tell me nothing.
Yeah.
Do a video, show me what's going on, show me where it starts, show me where the middle, show me the finish, show me people going into the place, show me people using the facility, whatever it may be. You need to do that. As Dominic, I said it here before, as you jump up and you hear somebody say, PNM is the worst, and they did this, and there's that. What happened to you and the PNM? What really went wrong? I wanted that thing was supposed to do here.
Yes.
And the councillor come, and then this one come, and the representative come, and they say, well, they're going and do this here, and they go, and it's happening. So you try to follow up on it to find out whether it is really go on, and because sometimes there's some little nitty-gritty things.
Right.
Sometimes it's in the pipeline, it's just ain't come true yet. Sometimes they do, as they say, the bidding for it, and you ain't get a proper bid for you to get proper work done.
Yeah.
You understand? And as I always say, we have to watch all these things. We have to watch all these things. Okay, PDP win.
Yeah.
All right. Tobago has spoken as all the watching the trolls and them. Yeah, they're having a field day. No problem. PDP with no problem at all. The people have spoken. Deal with the people properly.
Yeah.
My eyes on you for the next 4 years.
Right.
What you going to do for Tobago? All the promises that you make, because the promises would have helped you get the votes that you got. Right? People want a change. As we said before some years ago, no problem. Let's see how the change goes.
Yeah.
I hope the change is not an
exchange, small change.
Thank you.
according to Paddy. Yes.
I just always say, you have no problem giving the next person a chance, as they say.
No, I have a problem with that.
No, Dominic, let me tell you why.
I have a problem with that.
Dominic, let me tell you why. You want to get the person a chance because you feel the grass green over on that side? Well, okay, it green. The grass green. Let me see how the green going and go. Don't let that green turn brown,
Yeah, but Bruce, if it is, you see when they was putting down the grass that is artificial turf. If it was a brand new dispensation, right? And everybody on the team, and I know, here was my thing. I was saying, if the Tobagonians are fed up with the PNM, because they say 20 years is enough, we need a change. There were alternatives. You had the IDA. Granted that they can say the political leader of the IDA came out of the bowels of the PNM. Okay,
right,
fine,
right.
But you had that option. But at least that option was a little better than the leader of the PDP. And if it is that you want to present as having title to the moral high ground. And then you tell me you want a change and this and you're fed up because and the zipline issue was a big thing. And you're talking about money missing and money this and money that. But you have the leader of the party that you're voting for, money missing from an organization that he now leads. And he has not been able to explain it, right? And he tells you when it is that a report, because all of us, he know about audit, a report. And an audit into his organization is telling you overspending over $6 million. And his response to that, well, the PSA is an autonomous organization and so on.
So, sir, I have my hand up, sir.
Yes, sir.
So is he going to resign from the PSA?
Well, I am waiting to see. I saw he posted something a couple of weeks ago. Well, yeah. But you see, and that's a good question, because certainly the individual would, that is a cash cow that you don't want to let go of. And so therefore I would set up structure in such a way to ensure that I could still exercise some level of influence, because now, bearing in mind the fact that if he becomes a secretary, right? Now let's see if it is that he's going to get finance. Because remember he said, Colmemwood some time ago, I was speaking to you in the capacity of Secretary for Finance. Is he going to abandon that? If he doesn't, then he's appointed a secretary, as the case may be, and therefore one stands to reason that he should step down as PSA president. As the representative union for perhaps the largest workforce in the country, he's going to have to be negotiating with them. So I need to be able to exercise some level of control there. Now the bigger issue for me is not, so as I said before, does the PDP's Tobago's cross the bear for the next 4 years, is 2025, right? Because certainly that individual, being the egomaniac that he is already thinking, well, if we have the two Tobagos, because we have the support of the majority of the voters in Tobago, and we can get those 2 seats, I could be kingmaker. And therefore, if it comes down to a very close result in Trinidad, and neither of the 2 parties gets 21, they need my 2 seats. And the only way you're going to get my 2 seats is if you agree to make me Prime Minister. Now, you can imagine what's in Duke as Prime Minister. Well, let me organize, right? Put my things in place for the next 4 years, Bruce. I'll take a 5-year vacation in Florida, right?
When I was a child and used to have bad dreams, right? I used to stay from in my room and call out to my parents, Mommy, I could come by you. So I said, no, Dominic, I could come by you.
Come true.
Guys, we're getting ready to go for a break. All right, and we will be right back. Keep it locked to the Street 919 FM. This is your Titans of Democracy on the Street 919 FM. We will be right back. Keep it locked.
Surprising my husband, I given him my roast, turkey and bread. But when it comes to chicken, I roast and not instead. I given him my roast ball. I given him my roast ball. Lay stick it with a fork. And I don't want no wool talk. You see, I fed up at the bacon on Christmas morning. If he don't want barbecue, well, I don't know what he will. I give him my roast ball, a juicy roast ball, with some pepper and chow chow. He don't want to eat it now. It's Christmas morning, ay ay ay, yo yo yo. 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 Esta banda. You See, I love my baby bad. To cook and bake does drive me mad. And Christmas work is never done. So it's KFC, he going to get fried chicken. But I know my roast chicken is finger-licking. I given him my roast ball. I given him my roast ball. Let's stick it with a fork. And I don't want no more talk. You're fed up at the baking on Christmas morning. If he don't want barbecue, well, I don't know what he will. I given him my roast ball. I juicy roast ball. With some pepper and chow. He don't want to eat it now. Christmas morning. Christmas morning. Christmas morning. Christmas
This Trinity Cookmas is the best with Maggie and Carnation. Win one of 5 stoves. Just purchase $25 worth of Maggie or Carnation products and enter online or entry boxes for a chance to win. 5 winners win a stove for the new year. So parang the pot from now until December 30th with Maggie and Carnation, and make sure to include Maggie green seasoning or Maggie pepper sauce. Follow Maggie Caribbean and Carnation Caribbean on Facebook and Instagram, and NestleRecipesCaribbean.com for the best Christmas recipes.
I wish I could win some money to go shopping. Well, I wish I could win some food.
So wait, the two of them don't know be mobile giving away cash, groceries, tech makeovers, and things for Christmas?
What? You serious?
Yes, but you know what I wish? I wish the two of you good for nothing will pick up a paintbrush or a broom and clean the damn house.
Don't wish it. Win it with B-Mobile this Christmas. Over $1 million in cash and prizes. So come buy a prepaid plan. Switch. Sign up for any postpaid MiFi or wireless home broadband plan, or pay your bill to enter. Visit bmobile.co.tt for details. B-Mobile, life is on.
There's a new drink that's transforming what you expect from a beverage. U-Juice is 100% natural and has the power of red ginseng, turmeric, ginger, and the world's strongest antioxidant, astaxanthin. Your new favorite drink has arrived. U-Juice, en route to the ultimate you.
U-Juice. I'm gonna drink bigger than natural boost.
The biggest one-stop store is doing it once again this Christmas season. It's Charon's. Yes, Charon's for Christmas. Get the latest design and patterns of exclusive rugs and vinyl. Also, our brand new toys such as Transformers, drones, WWE wrestler stars, remote control cars, all sizes of helicopters at ridiculous prices, LED Christmas lights and amazing Christmas decorations. Also at Charon's One Stop, lots of gift items. It's Christmas like never before at Charon's. Everything is going cheap, cheap, cheap. Also, check out the latest women's wear. And while you're there, you can pick up some storybooks for the kids for the season. Remember, Charon's is cheaper this Christmas. Also available on unique items such as household decor and ornaments for your home. Charon's will be open on Sundays until Christmas.
So hurry now to Charon's
this Christmas for all your Christmas items.
At Charon's, 3 locations: Eastern Main Road, San Juan; Eastern Main Road, Tunapuna; ground floor, Trin City Mall, Trin City. Every item you need in one place.
Charon's is cheaper this Christmas, so shop now.
Look, there is the price of goods in the budget. No, but cost cutters have the best price for my pocket. But no, this is Robbie B, and I shop at Cost Cutters Supermarket. 4 locations: El Dorado, Sangre Grande, Columbia, and Scarborough, Tobago. We are the most affordable supermarket in Trinidad and Tobago. You can always depend on us.
If you're experiencing pain, constipation, headaches, poor blood circulation, high or low blood pressure, diabetes, cancer, swollen or darkened feet, come visit us at Health and Wealth Lifestyle, located at 73 Eastern Main Road, Barataria, opposite Eastern Credit Union. We at Health and Wealth Lifestyle offer a wide range of services. Come and experience our new 3D analyzer, which allows you to have a look inside your body. We also provide live blood analysis, iridology, ionic foot detox with foot soak and foot massage, aquatherapy, full body massage, and organic supplements on sale such as Nano Silver, Nano Zinc, Body Light, cold pressed sesame oil, and more. Health and Wealth Lifestyle, located at number 73 Eastern Main Road, Barataria, opposite Eastern Credit Union. For more information, call 275-8359 or 288-1108.
Join Nicole Huggins for Health and Wealth Lifestyle every Monday from 9:05 a.m. to 9:55 a.m. right here on the street 919 FM.
Julia, how our daughter bright so?
What you mean?
Kelly's so young and already talking about when she gets her first job, taking out a mortgage with TTMF at 2%.
She knows about 2%?
Yes, 2% with no down payment as a first-time homeowner and the lowest rate on the market. We would not have to dip into our savings to set her up. Where she get all this brains from?
Her mother, of course. TTMF, from here to home.
From the studio to the stage, every Friday between 3 to 4 p.m. Right here on the street, 919 FM. Radio you can see. Log on to our Facebook and YouTube so you can see live interviews and performances from some of our very own local superstars. Right here on the street, 919 FM.
Turn your lights down low and listen to the Master's Radio.
The Church of the Firstborn Assembly of number 399 Eastern Main Road, Waiko Sangre Grande, is pleased to present Pastors Morris and Agnes Johnson and guest. Sundays, Tuesdays, and Friday night, Sunday Ministry of Worship, Children Hour, and the Word from 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. Tuesdays, see Jesus in every book of the Bible from Genesis to Revelation from 9 p.m. and Friday night, 9 p.m. to 5 a.m. all-night prayer for our nation. Tell your neighbors, tell your friends, tell everyone. For further information, visit with us at www.churchofthefirstbornassembly.org or on Facebook. Email us at church668hope@gmail.com or call us at 753-1113 or 236-7271. Your free gifts and offerings will be greatly appreciated at Church of the Firstborn Assembly, account number 795222 at the First Citizens Bank.
Get in touch with God. Turn your radio on. This year, Christmas is beyond. Them Grinches can't tell me nothing. This year, Christmas is beyond. Did she sell out pumpkin cherry? 100 grand they pass along. Enough cup butter and joining the song. 50 grand for goods and groceries. Free service with monthly and weekly. Like a shack start to shake the app. My Digicel, we shaking that. Right bundles is all we buying. Digicel plus, yeah, we sing it.
This year, Christmas is beyond. Yes, all of the apps we use it. This year, Christmas is beyond. Digicel and Muffin sharing. Celebrate Christmas your way and win big with Digicel. Better together this Christmas.
Share the live. Share the live. The Street 919 FM on Facebook and Instagram. Share the live. Iowa George on Instagram. Share the live. Iowa TV and Street TV on YouTube. Share the live. The Street 919 FM.
So welcome back on the inside. If you're just joining us, you're locked on to the Street 909 FM. This is your Titans of Democracy with Mr. Dominic Romaine and Bruce Swain.
So I want to ask this question, right, Bruce?
Mm-hmm.
So given the results in Tobago, I remember the PDP and the UNC and so on, they were calling for election observers. So is it that the EBC is no longer biased? Did Fern Narciscope resign as the chief elections officer prior to yesterday's poll? You see the hypocrisy. Yeah, the EBC this and the EBC is PNM and they're going on teeth the election. So what happened? I'm confused. The EBC changed their mind? The EBC is now PDP. The EBC is now UNC. Same EBC that will administer the local government election next year. What are you going to say then? You all of a sudden you all have confidence now in the EBC and asking, I want to know. You see, that was the UNC playbook. Eh? Oh, Rowley want to bring election observers because they plan to steal the election and so on. How come in the last few days you all weren't calling for that? Right? Yeah? See, they like to talk that nonsense.
How come they didn't make a bacchanal when the EBC decided to scrap the data?
Yeah.
I was waiting to hear about that. You know?
Yeah. Well, I wonder if the and also we don't know what the final tally is yet, right? So, and the PDP was upset that they increased the seats to 15. Olen Vex again.
No,
Olen Vex again, and the UNC wanted to take the government to court. Well, they don't want to do that again. To have the 3 extra seats struck down, all of a sudden, they're happy with the 3 extra seats, and tell we now, so they're confused, right? But as I said, it's the result to an extent is also a repudiation of former Prime Minister Ian Robinson, who would have in 2001 would have installed the PNM based on moral and spiritual values. Again, clearly moral and spiritual values have gone out the window. So I expect to see Bolife all over Tobago today. And for the next 4 years, because apparently the majority of Tobagonians need Bolife to see in the daylight. Right? Not standing bright sunshine, they need little Bolife to get them a little extra now. You know? But I predict, Bruce, it would only be a matter of time before you start hearing, well, best we did stay with the PNM.
No, I don't want to hear that. No.
I don't want to hear that neither.
No, I don't want to hear that. Don't say that.
Yeah.
No, don't say that. The green machine in control, man. Make it work.
Yeah.
Make it work. Make it work.
Yeah. As I said, the PSA on steroids. Again, the man couldn't manage 12 million. Right? Expenditure exceeding income. 6.5 million in deficit. You give him 3 billion a year. Let me see how you spend it. Let me fix this. So instead of taking money to develop Tobago, well, give it away. 10 million constituency fund. How that going to be administered? Where you just come up, my wall need fixing. Give you 100,000. My roof need fixing. You will have 15,000. I need, my teeth need fixing. All right. Whole lot 20,000. Right. But here we are going by, right? Blackstone Technologies is now in the business of fixing roof, paving road, this, that, the other, the next. Right? Yes. So,
we are dentists on point.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Take the cry, we laugh at it, Bruce. But anyway.
Better laugh at it over
there.
Yeah, better laugh. You know, better laugh.
To be good, that's all across the bay for the next 4 years. Yeah. I'm surprised, Bruce. The biggest surprise for me is the margin. As I said, I was expecting it to be close either way. But why people who supported the PNM would have chosen to go that way is beyond me. You know, I've heard talk about necromancy and stuff and all these different things. I don't know. There are people in Tobago who can't understand how people they know who are strong supporters of the PNM would have all of a sudden turned in favor of the PDP. Again, on what basis? What is their plan? What is their manifesto? What are they going to do? So are we going to wing it? So when we wake up and we have the weekly executive council meeting, well, what are we going to do, folks? Yeah, well, jot down some ideas now. And when we come back next week, we'll play around with a few things and see what we could do, right? Then you're not familiar with this, with how things work. So, and again, I ask the question: is Mr. Duke going to pursue his secession agenda? And the only way he can accomplish that again is 2025, because that has to be a parliamentary thing. And and so the PNM needs to start campaigning from now for 2025. 2022 will fall into that, but really the focus needs to be on 2025. And I'm asking the question, should then the PNM focus be on Trinidad to maintain at least to see if you could secure 21 seats, because you have 20 now in Trinidad. 21 is required to form the government. So it means you have to hold on to the 20 that you have now and perhaps try and rest. Was this one Maruga Tibalan? If they could take that back, it's gonna be a tough fight, and because this last night's results obviously is going to put a little bit of wind in the sail of the UNC. All of their activists and their mouthpieces and so on. Oh gosh, well, I could just imagine Douglas politics today. You hear that nastiness. He going to town. So it's only a matter. So they're going to talk about that, and they're going to be poking fun at the PNM and so on. That could be a bit demoralizing. But PNM supporters, and I would go so far now as to say PNM supporters, Trinidad PNM supporters and Tobago PNM supporters, two different.
Yeah.
Different, right? Different kettle of fish. I maintain that whole Tobago identity that Watson Duke would have campaigned on worked. The view that Trinidad was treating Tobagonians as second-class citizens would have played on the minds of a lot of people, and now they're seeing an opportunity for Tobago to at least stand toe-to-toe with Trinidad. But question then comes down, how are they going to vote in 2025? Is that support just local Tobago, because support Duke for THA, but we're not willing to risk the UNC coming back into power? Because the Tobago would have experimented in 2010, just like Trinidad.
Yeah.
And they saw what that brought, right? So having that, and the only way that Watson Duke could be able to capitalize in 2025 is if he gives the impression, or if he campaigns on a possible 2019 2 with the UNC getting 20. So neither of the two Trinidad parties, the two major parties, getting that 21, and therefore he could become prime minister. That is something that could resonate with the Tobago voters, because if Awi Boy is prime minister, then, but we don't know, it's not PNM and it's not UNC, it's PDP basically will be in charge of central government, right? Now, what you have to look at is, and you cannot ignore, we're going to start seeing machinations now of coalition, because Gary Griffith is on the warpath. If there was any hope or any chance of him returning as commissioner of police, I think his utterances over the last few days have totally diminished that. I mean,
By the end of that,
So what is the alternative?
New employment.
Correct. What's the alternative? So as he said before, you've not seen the last of him, and you're gonna start seeing, okay, if he's so inclined to return as commissioner of police, then it's not gonna happen under a PNM government, right? So you need to do what you have to do to get rid of the PNM and put a party in place that is partial to you. So does he form his own party and form a sort of coalition? Because the UNC is tainted, and he has said things against the UNC under the current leadership and so on. So does he form his own party and look to form some sort of coalition with the PDP and the UNC and the PEP, right? And all of these different parties. So we get the People's Partnership 2.0, right? And people would be inclined to gravitate towards that because, okay, well, Gary is not a part of, from the sense that he's not under the UNC umbrella, but he's under his own umbrella. So perhaps that will bring some kind of stability to the whole thing. That would sanitize it, right? So these discussions are going to start taking place very soon. What is the PNM strategy? PNM's position has always been, we win alone, we lose alone, we stand alone. So there will be no accommodation between the PNM and Watson Duke.
Sure, right.
Especially if it is Mr. Duke stands that he is to be prime minister and he's not, and that position is non-negotiable. So clearly there's work to be done. It's fortunate that it happened at this juncture in this administration. It's early days still, just over a year, so you have about 3.5 years to consolidate. There may be, if based on their introspection, based on the work that they do in Tobago, they have the considered view that those 2 seats may not be in play for them in 2025, then you have to consider focusing on Trinidad, right? Leave it to the PDP, let them do whatever it is that they had to do in Tobago. If they have to shoot themselves in the foot, so be it.
Yep.
You know, there are those who would have staunchly defended the PDP, admonished the PNM, and such that even if the PDP messes up, it's difficult for me now to go back. I can walk back on it. Say, but yeah, but you were supporting, you say this and you say that about the PNM. How you go back and say, right? So that whole ego thing. I'd rather not vote.
Look, somebody now talk about it there.
Yeah. So it would be difficult for some, as I said, some people just throw caution to the wind, common sense to the wind, and just say, you know what, they bought into the propaganda, and not necessarily based on listening to Watson Juka. It's probably because in the household they talk and they say, well, you know, that's you're making sense there. You go down by the rum shop and you talk to your partner and they talking and the PDP. All I hear anyway is PDP, whatever. Again, I stress the point. Watson Juka has not been able to demonstrate what he has done in the last 5 years as a representative. Neither has Fali. You know, and
that in itself, eh?
Yeah.
That in itself, Dominic.
Yeah. And then, so will Fali's head become swollen? When he, you know, when I think they were to be sworn in on Thursday. So when I think it's a BMW 7 Series, when they pull up and you know, and he jump in the back seat and you know that, you know that sees himself as. Well, we know he's going to be Watson Duke's puppet, but we will see how that plays out. But again, what would be instrumental is if, as he said last night, it's Tobago's time now. And if you're going to be pushing a separatist agenda, if you're going to be pushing a division agenda of Trinidad, Tobago against Trinidad, they need to understand something, that while the leadership of the THA has changed, central government has not changed on how that arrangement works. All right? So you still depend on central government for financial support.
That's
okay?
Right.
And therefore, you need to tread lightly. You do not want to, from early on, adopt an antagonistic position with respect to the central government, right? Tobago, I think, would have been certainly in a better position where you have the THA and the central government, same party. So you would have benefited more. We're going to be here and talk about the central government starving the THA for funding because, or they're holding up funding because there's the PDP and whatnot. And they're going to be using that excuse for their inefficiencies and their incompetence.
Remember we said it first here?
Yeah, that's what you're going to be hearing. So when you see Watson come to say, well, we can't get all the ex gratia payment because the Ministry of Finance not releasing funds. Or we can't do the $10 million because the Ministry of Finance not releasing funds. And they're going to come singing that song. So every Monday morning, Mr. Imbert had to come now to hold a press conference to say, well, this is not so and that is not so. Right? So I made the point in 2020 for the general election. Your vote is non-refundable. Okay? So you can't come 6 months from now and say, go down by the EBC and say, I will back my vote. I make a mistake, I will back my vote. It don't work so, right? You had to wait 4 years. But when you have people in Tobago who will say, well, if we had to suffer, we had to suffer under what's...
Yeah, boy.
Something very wrong with that.
Telling me.
Yes. So, Papi, I hope your issue was that the beaches are closed. Right? He vexed Dr. Rowley because the beach closed. Let me see. Remember, it's based on how things went with respect to the Tobago Autonomy Bill, they don't have that authority to open the beaches. All right? Right. Well, let me see if Watson going on bumpy gum and tell all you, we open the beach, all you go on the beach. When you see the police show up and all you get a ticket, let me see if Watson will pay it. Right? Be warned, no. He cannot. He could tell all you this, that, whatever, next. And then come to say, well, this is why we need secession, because we need to be able to make our own laws. Tobago depending on tourism. And if Tobago was on its own, we could open the beach and we could do this and we could do that. Well, he said he would bring back Sandals when he's in charge. Well, let me see if Sanders going to come back now. Is he going to pick up the phone on Friday morning and call Adam Butch and say, come back now? Let me have a discussion.
Yeah, because Mr. Butch, doing business for all these years now.
Yeah.
And know how to shoot himself in the foot.
Yeah.
Right,
Are we going to put that Watson where the Marriott's supposed to go? We have a problem with the hotel going there. What is your position with respect to the airport?
Wow.
Mr. Duke, F. Ali, what are you going to do with that? I just want to know, what about the marina? What are you going to do with that? You have a position on that? Haven't heard you articulate anything on that either. But we will see. You know, you could open the lines, Bruce. I mean, got a bus out about 8:30 or so.
No problem. So, guys, you can call us up at 342-0081-466-5391. And remember to be respectful with your contributions. I have my sword in my hand. I am not afraid to cut. And Dominic, look your partner.
Who's that? Central?
Caller, good morning.
Hey, Dominic.
Central.
What's going on, boy? I see you have been in the ICU this morning.
Yeah, I see you for
I see you on the radio.
I do have COVID.
Yeah. Where's the results? 12-3?
I don't know.
Well, I hear the 3 seats that the PNM got about the 3 seats where Dr. Rowley and Nasir created to break the deadlock.
Okay.
If it wasn't them 3 seats, the PNM would have got totally decimated in Tobago.
Right.
So that 3 seats they created, that was to favor the PNM.
Okay.
Because the PNM was banking on the 6 seats they already have on the Street 9. That would have taken them to victory.
Right.
So there was collusion taking place with the EBC and the PNM government. You don't say so, Dominic?
Okay. No, I don't say so.
Why you don't think so? Because that's the only 3 seats that I
let me
think they
ask
have
you,
won.
the 3 seats that they said that the PNM won, was it the 3 new seats?
Yes, the 3 new seats.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
You
know that?
It was on CNC3 last night. Why?
Yeah, but we still don't know the result because wasn't you saying it's 15-0? Which is
Well,
it?
I don't know. I was saying up till last
So
night.
let me ask you, if the final result is 15-0, where are you going and say?
Well, all right. Let me wait and see if it's 15-0 and if it's 12-3. Well, what I am telling you is that the 3 seats the PNM won, or allegedly to have won, is the seat that was created by the EBC and the PNM.
Right. So if it's 15-0, then there was no collusion.
Well, okay. Well, we could assume that. Okay, then have a nice day, Dominic.
All right. You see that logic? You see that logic? If the PNM win 3 seats, there was collusion. But if it's 15-0, there was no collusion. All right. Really, Essential? Really?
Caller, good morning.
You know, you can't be the morning guys, morning listeners. You can't be them, you know. If they lose, collusion. If they lose, no collusion. You can't beat them, you can't beat them. I love it. You cannot beat these people. You cannot beat them. They move the goalposts according to whatever in front of them at the time. That is how it works in this country. You understand how it land? All right, move the goalpost so. Collusion. We win. Hey, move it back. No collusion. And it's so we going for the next 4 years. As you rightly say, Dominic, all the excuses from today onward going to be central government again me no money, come Ember again me no money, so we can't do this and we can't do that. I'm going to tell you something. Everything you said this morning, you've taken my word. I'm just regurgitating what you said. You could talk today. But tomorrow come and time to do. It's a totally different story.
Yep.
And there's a saying on a particular radio station. The more a person speaks the truth, there will be those who hate him. You understand? Because when Dr. Rowley went and he spoke in Tobago about the amount of expenditure there is from central government, right? In the furtherance and the betterment of Tobago and Trinidad and Tobago by extension, I had to sit down on my TV last night and listen to people on TTT and Winford James say how the Prime Minister, especially Winford James, but he got a chance to spew, Papa. He says, I'm not going anywhere until everything finishes, you know. He sit down in the chair and he twists and he turns. And he said the Prime Minister came and he talked down to Tobagonians. So you see, the more people speak the truth, the more they will hate those who speak it. You understand? That's what the Prime Minister had lied to the people by explaining to them. So you see, things like all of these subsidies of the fares from via the sea bridge and via the air bridge, all these type of things that central government subsidizes and so on. I wanted, because what they were saying is that they play an important part, and some of that money should come to Tobago and not go into the central government in order to see about in Trinidad and Tobago. They have the view that those monies should come, part of those money should come directly to Tobago, so Tobago could be able to see about itself, because they know $200 million cannot do anything for Tobago, right? What they're saying. So I am saying, okay, if central government is subsidizing all of these things for us, not only for Tobagonians, but for Trinidad and Tobago, stop all them subsidies. Let everybody pay the true price, and let us determine how is Trinidad and Tobago going to determine how we pay for the sea bridge, how much we pay for the air bridge, how we pay for the vessels and so on. Let us see about, let me decide how we see about that. But one thing I said, Dominic, and it's not gonna change in 2025, you know, because I think the people in PNM in Trinidad has understood what happened in 2010, and they're not going to make that mistake. As you said, you rightly said, they are different from Tobago people and Trinidad people. So it's going to be totally different, the PNM people. So I don't believe it's going to happen, but I want to see what is important to me as I go. When the autonomy bill come back up, I want to see how UNC voting. I want to see if they're going to give Tobago further $1.2 billion. I wait to see. Have a good day, gentlemen. There's more to talk about, but another day.
Thank you, Brian. And Bruce, I just want to touch on one point that Brian raised with respect to, and it's a point that Fali Augustine had raised in one of the recent meetings, and he was asking Tobagonians if they have seen $40 billion of development, and he was referencing clearly an average budget of about $2 billion being allocated to Tobago annually for the last 20 years. And again, it demonstrates a lack of understanding of how things work. Because if you are saying that the THA workforce is too large, but a significant portion of that $40 billion would have gone to paying salaries, would have gone to paying transfers and subsidies and all of these different things. So the THA over the last 20 years did not have $40 billion available for development. So obviously the people would not see $40 billion of development.
But again...
And this is the man who is going to be chief secretary for the next 4 years and lacks a basic understanding of how that works. Well, but that didn't matter.
And I guess the people that voted who were disgruntled didn't understand how that works either.
I guess not.
It is clear to see that now. Caller, good morning.
Hi, morning, Bruce.
Hey, Jenny, morning.
Hi. Morning, Dominic.
Morning.
Morning to Mr. Chance, Maratona Puna, Ms. Zina, everybody on the Golden Girls, Manu, everybody. Tobago, what I will say to them is good luck. And I wish them a very scary Christmas, and I hope you don't hold your head and ball Happy New Year. We and the TSA, and I continue to say what I say about Watson Solomon Juke, I'm not going to stop that, because it's not a lie, it's the truth. PSA has had the experience of Watson Solomon Juke for 12 years, and that is a snapshot in the way he does how he manage. And I do not think it is unlikely that he's going to change that management style. And based on that, and the fact that PDP is his party, it's registered in his name as his party, and that party is now in authority in PHA, they will have to dance to Watson Solomon Juke's beat. I think they're very naive to think that persons who have all the degrees and masters and all that could saddle and bridle and stop him from doing what he needs to do. And in his world and management style, if you do not agree with him, or you're doing things that he's not in favor of, he just replaces you. That is a given. And Tobago would have felt that they needed a change, or the young people needed a change, because I guess in growing up, again, as you all would have continued saying, the the PNM communication is really poor. And I think those young persons do not have a sense of history and what the PNM would have done and how Tobago was before PNM. I think because of that disconnect and the fact that when they see Watson Solomon Juke, he presents to them a man like themselves, you know, the pants drop and the brash talk and the cars and the money and all that. And they're seeing that as an example of success and the way he speaks disrespectfully and all that. And somehow in their mind, they have put all that together and said, this is a successful man and one that we must emulate. I'm saying again, and I will continue to say, PNM was here before, so this man who called and get the run thing, we had 33-3, and we had 18-18. It's not the first time PNM has been defeated, and they will be bounced back. Defeated for anybody, win some lose. So as I wrap up, I'm saying again to Tobago, I hope that you all have time to reflect, because you will get a swift kick, you know, they're behind very, very soon, because it's the style of Watson Solomon Juke. But good luck to you all. You are still my brothers and my sisters. But you all have to handle your stories now, only on your own, where I'm concerned at least. So you all have a blessed day, reach home safely, everyone. And again, I will say Watson Solomon Juke is a convicted criminal. He is before the court on rape charges and sexual assault. And he has mismanaged 6.3 million, we know so far, PSA money, and continues to mismanage PSA. That conversation with me will not change because it is a fact. Blessed morning, everyone. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jenny. And I would like to see, I didn't listen to the James brothers, Vanas and Winsford, right?
Mm-hmm.
They've been very critical of the PNM's economic management of the country. I would like to see for the next 4 years if they are going to put the magnifying glass on the PDP's management of the Tobago economy, the monies that they get from central government, or if they're just going to stay quiet, if only because they are known supporters of Mr. Juke, and therefore to criticize would make them hypocrites, right? Or to show that they are not as infallible as they present themselves to be. But that would be to the discredit not just of Tobago, but Trinidad and Tobago as it's well. It's still Trinidad and Tobago for the time being. Okay, so bear that in mind. Still Trinidad and Tobago. I wait to see, Bruce, if there would be any fallout in terms of, because I've already seen it on social media where some Trinis have already expressed dismay to the point that they're saying, well, you know, they're not inclined to go back to Tobago. I don't know.
Yeah.
You know? Because if Tobago want to separate from Trinidad, if they figure Trinidad is whatever, but then so be it all here. You know, but Tobago depends a lot on the Tobagonian economy, depends on a lot on domestic tourism, particularly since with this whole COVID bacchanal and so on. You know, so we will see how things progress. Yeah.
Caller, good morning.
Morning, Lucy.
Morning.
Morning, Dominic.
Morning, Jama.
You know what I want to see? And let me ask you something, Dominic. Could he be the head of the chief secretary and also the head of PSA?
Well, we've been asking that question.
Yeah, but I want to find out because I want PSA people to get a freedom now.
Yes.
You understand? I want to see the Tobago people speak for themselves, and I hope what they do, they don't have to regret it. Because I think today I have to go and see my passport, you know. We are learning to be my grandfather there and listen. They got to get a passport to go to Tobago to get the piece of land. Okay? Let me wait and see. But Malaysia, I don't want to wait in vain for your love. You understand? Yes. I only hope they have to wait in vain, eh? I hope so. Okay.
Thank you.
I don't have to pay rent in the US. That's all I see.
Hear you. Caller, good morning. Yeah, no problem.
All right.
Nice.
Foreign world, congratulations, what to do to Tobago. Only see a lot of foul fixes and tickets for eggs. Only remember that phrase? Nobody can hear that phrase?
Yeah.
I will go on in Tobago, you know? Bag of money. Oh, God, I never know. I never could have thought Tobago would have get by out. Oh, my God. Well, boy, let me still pray for them, eh? Let us still pray for them because they are still our brothers and sisters. But only thing God is
5 p.m. Ah, Lord have mercy. Go ahead, box to do, boy. You showed up right now. You know something? I hear a pastor. I don't know if that's full such pastor would behave in a certain way last night. A person that I love and following, and when I hear the kind of conversation coming, and boy, the world is in trouble when these people preaching the word of Almighty God. And I want to get a tip. I will tell you what thing nobody called me. And I want to hear that to hear there. Last night, after I get this victory to me, I couldn't believe that was ever coming from a person who was a group of people leading. But you know what? Oh God, I really don't want to sit down. I don't want to face it. But anyway, I just want to tell CSM members, Jenny, good morning, Mr. Chad. I'll have to work on that though because what's Duke is not he can rule the world, and that's what he wants to do. He wants to rule the world. I want to know he charges still stand Dominic. It's against him in the court. They still stand.
Yes.
Well, okay, all right. But I would give Fally is a young gentleman. He's an intelligent man, eh?
Yeah.
He's very intelligent. And I wish him all the best. But the thing Israel is a hard nation. On a go along all the best. I don't know what to say. I don't know if you know, but no God in it. Hey, I forgot to tell you, it's Kamla with the election in Tobago, you know?
Yes.
It's Kamla with
Oh gosh.
the payment victory, you know?
Yeah.
Oh Lord. Well, Kamla, I know you're making. You're not coming back. You have no way. You're still coming back. People are God.
Oh gosh. Kola, good morning.
Good morning to you, Bruce.
Hey, Kingsley, morning.
And good morning to you, Dominic.
Morning, sir.
Yes, I must say that congrats to PDP. And I ask the leaders of Tobago, PDP, I was saying PDP, that to govern for all, not govern for some. I think that the people speak, and the choose wasn't you on this party. I think that we see how it will go the next year or two. But this is a message to the PNM to buck up, to shape up. You can't be dumb about this, you know. You're saying about winning and losing. Some go lose, some go win. And I'm happy this morning here to be in the land of the living. So I may make it to see this election. But the PNM must, because we have to be real now, and we have to do a postmortem on what take place. When we see a lot of mainstream media carrying big ads, and where they could never win an election without the grassroots troops, with all the people on the ground, with all the people that getting a dollar and something. I know Dr. Odi do the gimme thing. But we see in this country for over the years, that's what they vote for. Gimme this. And that's what takes place in Tobago. And if, because this win to the UNC is a win for the next general election, they say it might go tomorrow. I do not know. But the same general election might go tomorrow in the UNC camp. Because they lost the election in Tobago after Tobago PNM. But I think that the PNM has to do more work, because we have a next election by next year, or local election all this time so. And PNM have enough time to gain back grounds on the ground for. Because it's sad. It's sad. And we can't call this money to bash what's in joke. Of course not. we have to ask our party where we go wrong. We have to look to see where PNM went wrong, what they do wrong, and why they get that kind of defeat. In Tobago, why they lost all that seat. I am hearing even the political leader of the PNM Council lost a seat. And if so, things are changing. And PNM need, because look at it, the working class ain't get a back pay for that 6 years. And why is the working class see the finding money there, the finding money here to build this and build that, more than what is to pay the working class back pay? People are thinking the nurse and them in the front line for the last 2 years, what they've been getting, the firemen, the workers. So PNM have to consider all of that now in the mix and to gain back, because people call them because them one day in the big already they win it. Thursday we will see who is the secretary if it wasn't joke or who's training. But we have to stay. We have to check ourselves. And this is not to feel down or to feel the world over or to feel that, oh God, PNM lost and only head and ball. No. It is time to lift up your head now and fight more harder and come on the ground and see about the people. Don't see about these high, big for fight people. And I wait to see in the next few months how the PNM will transform, because the PNM in Tobago is the PNM in Trinidad. The PNM in Trinidad is the PNM in Tobago. So if the PNM lost in Tobago, the PNM lost in Trinidad. So as I close, my message to the Honorable Prime Minister, the ground is crying. The ground is feeling left behind. The ground is feeling left behind, Dr. Rowley. And I don't want to see 1985 come back again, because we see something like that happen in Tobago last night. And if the ground is crying, don't listen to the fanatics. That's what they do, Manning. Do not listen to the fanatics. They go say, oh God, we have it in the bag, and we do not have it in the bag. They go say, oh God, Doc, we have it. I am saying this, Doc, the Honorable Prime Minister, the ground is crying. The ground is hurting. The ground is feeling that they're getting left behind with all these major projects is good for our country. But as I said in my message, as I speak to you, that people are watching that we need something too. We need a little piece of the pie. And if we are taking the whole pie and giving these so-called hyper-five people, these so-called hyper-five and contractors millions of billions of dollars, and it's less than 1 billion to pay the back pay and to pay the working class in this country, I think that the PNM could do better. And I think for the next month, they should show the ground that they are doing better. Not by showing us high-rising building. The people do not want to see that. The people want to see money in their hand. The people want to see in the communities of not having a building so far from the community, but in the community itself, seeing that the community develop. So I say that PNM people hold up your head high, do not feed down. I said to the PDP, well job done. I hope you govern for all in Tobago. I hope you victimize nobody. I hope people, because there is Awi boy working there and Awi girls working there, and they're not looking like nobody else. They're looking like Watson Joke. They're looking like Fari. So I hope nobody from the THA that less than if they catch you under some kind of corruption, they will go home. But nobody else, no daily pay worker who on contract, no monthly pay worker who on contract, who can get 5,000 a month. They can send me home because he's a PNM. They can send a daily pay worker home because there's PNM. I wouldn't be supporting that in Tobago. I said leave everybody there who working and govern for all in Tobago. Brother Bruce and Brother Dominic, Thank you very much.
Yeah, man. Take care.
Yes, Kingsley.
Caller, good morning.
Good morning, Bruce.
Morning, Zina.
Morning, I'm Dominic.
Morning, Zina.
Morning to all those who looked on and listening. Oh, Jenny Gill, your words, you preach, but people ain't listening. Let me tell you, we in Trinidad here got a taste of what 2010 did to us. And it bite us, and it was like a tight boot. This Tobago still known for it to bite them. You understand? Only though the difference in Tobago is that they don't fight on race, they don't have that there. What they deal with is issues. And Farley and you tie up the head with a set of false stories, and they start with the zip line and they went on, and they chain up the head, and the people won't change. All you're going to get small change, because I keep hearing those two in that, the two leaders, they talk about THA have too many workers. Well, when you cut the THA workers, who you cutting? Because that is the main source of employment. So I don't know how they're going to appease the people if you feel THA have too many workers. So I'm waiting to see how that would happen. You understand? And it's until they get the squeeze and the pinch, the Biconians would realize the mistake they made. Because everybody going up there, they talk about when people get in the Prado, they don't see them driving in the Wing Road, and they want all of them go in there, and they go get the same Prados and the mansions, because that is the everybody aim and objective is the treasury. Let us be looking at. Tabigonians, I wish all your luck. You understand? But it's all your time to get the feel, the pressure. And as you, Dominic, rightly say, you know, say, we ain't getting money from Trinidad. We ain't getting the money. They're suffering enough. So, finally, he done started to throw it out in his speech. But to suffer, and to suffer Tobago and thing, and they started to throw it out. So when they can do what they have to do, and when the money go in their pocket, they're going to say Trinidad ain't giving them the money. Let them go right ahead. PNM, I wanted all their again, a tired face. I tired talk to Sharon and tell her that, and all the people would have heard me saying time and time again, PNM needs to do the PR. It is weak and sometimes almost nil. I'm going to cry that story again. And PNM people, ministers, I heard the former, one of the former speakers of the House, he talked to Dr. Rowley. Over the air, I heard him. And he's telling the Prime Minister, talk to your ministers and let them know they have to meet with the people on the ground. That's a warning. That's all I have to say this morning. Or you get down and do business. Thank you.
Thank you. Caller, good morning.
Good morning, Boostrin.
Hi, good morning.
This is New Village. Good morning,
How you doing,
Dominic.
Mr. Village?
Morning.
Well, greetings to everyone, 91.9. The people have spoken. You see, I didn't take part. The people have spoken, and wherever the weaknesses were, the government and those that represent the government in Tobago, those who have lost to whatever, have to work towards mending it. And not only in Tobago, in Trinidad, in Point, our MP must be more, we must see him more. The office must be more welcoming. I just talk, I support, I could put you in office, and if you, I'm disappointed, I will tell you how I feel. We must have, you can't have come and rub up with people. You could have virtual meetings. You could have meetings in the community center, or you could set up and say, just how they had the consultation, this is what the MP is doing, this is what, from Lovely come back, there is things to be done. Oh God, Captiville is the worst, the roads. The MP must come out and let people know. Is a young man I love, is a young man I take as my son. But I am asking him, please. I text him, I sent a voice message. I'm asking him, please, come on the ground, Mr. MP. You talk to your staff in the office that they must be more welcoming. Imagine I went in there one day and they tell me I had to make an appointment to see the MP. I tell them not over my dead body. You understand? And as long as this is happening and we have consultation where people, have a Zoom meeting with the community of New Village, the community of different places, let them know that you are trying and you see my land situation, what I am here 73 years on. I went up to HDC up to the other day and nothing is being done, and I'm letting HDC know and everybody know I need that deed. They started the deed when they had an election, 2 elections are back. Myself, my council and everybody, we run for the spin up and down the names that were there. When election call was only 12 people got, and I had to go to a lawyer in Port of Spain, Mrs. Ratchfall, to get my mother's deed. And I want to say this is not good enough. The bona fide people that are here, that have the agreements on these lands, must be regularized. When I say regularized, I have my agreement. I have my home, I have everything. But they must get something in their hands to stand by. And this is my vocal. And they know when I come on radio how I feel. But Tobago, I have no hurt to them. They know how they feel. They know what is going on. The people in office must be more people-friendly. And I don't know what is the situation, so I didn't come in at all. I know God elevates and He brings down. And whatever is the time now, let us see what will happen. And we pray God, if it's the Lord's will, that things will work out. It's 4 years, and you have to just wait for the 4 years. And but the people who have lost have to work on the ground now. Do your work and know that you are people that people could approach, be people-friendly, be people-oriented, and you just continue. A setback is only a setup for a comeback. A step back is only a setup for a comeback. So don't feel too how. People are going to jail, people are going to say what they want, but know what you want and stay focused, Tobago. Tobago, PNMites, stay focused. And those in office, don't be like here and the UNC and the PNM, and don't want to vote for nothing, and you don't want nothing to happen, and you just want me, and it's me and me. We have to understand this is what the people decide, this is what the people says, and let it work out itself. Dominic and Busrin and Sharon, you all have done all your best. Aisha, you have done your best, and your best. If they say it's not good enough, and other people have done their best, you have to rock back now and be still, and know that God is God. He will be exalted among the heathen. He will be exalted in all the earth. God is God. Be still. Make Him our refuge and strength, and the present help in the time of need. My MP is hearing my voice this morning, and he knows, and if he didn't hear it, somebody will tell him. He must be more people-oriented in some way, work out something that you will communicate with your Burgesses. Have a nice morning.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So I see we're getting ready to pay some bills. And we're going to pay the bills and we'll be right back. So guys, keep it locked. When we come back from paying the bills, we'll continue our discussions.
she want wine on Christmas time. Hey, Christmas morning, Sandra over by me parang. She says she want wine on Christmas time. Hey, I'm sorry, she don't want that. I'm rum, she don't want that. I'm turkey, she don't want that. I'm ham, she don't want that. I'm pasta, she don't want none. She don't want that. She say, give me the wine, Christmas time. Give me the wine, so I give she the wine. I give she the wine. Then I give she the factory. The old wine company. Sandra, she want wine on the Christmas time. The girl, she want wine on the Christmas time. Baila. Christmas. Sandra, sugar. Boxing morning, Sandra come back by me parangin, and she bring a friend. So it's me and both of them. Hey, boxing morning, Sandra over by me parangin, and she bring a friend. So it's both of them. Hey, I'm Johnny, she don't want that. I'm Henny, she don't want that. I'm Duck, she don't want that. I'm Pork, she don't want that. I'm Wiley, she don't want that. The whole fleet, she don't want that. She said, give me the wine, Christmas time. Give me the wine, so I give them the wine. I give them the wine. Man, I give them the factory. The old wine company. Them girls, they want wine on a Christmas time. Sandra, she want wine on a Christmas time. Baila, Sandra, Christmas morning. Sandra, sugar. New Year's Day, Sandra and the friend come back by me with a parang band, only paraman woman. Hey, New Year's Day, Sandra and the friend come back by me. They bring a parang band with only paraman woman. Hey, I have apple, she don't want that. I have grapes, she don't want that. I have banana, she don't want that. I have pear, she don't want that. I have rose fall, she don't want that. I have it all whole, she don't want that. She said, give me the wine, Christmas time. Give me the wine, so I give she the wine. I give she the wine. Man, I give she the factory. The old wine company. Them girls, they want wine on the Christmas time. Sandra, she want wine on the Christmas time. Give me Sandra, give me the Sandra, hot like fire. Give me the wine, give me Sandra, hot like fire. She's the whiner, Sandra. Sugar, oh yeah. Sandra, sugar.
Simpsons Memorial Limited, number 63 Eastern Main Road, Laventille. Internationally accredited funeral directors and embalmers. A full-service funeral home serving families of Trinidad and Tobago and internationally since 1945. At Simpsons Memorial Limited, we serve with dignity in assisting families and honoring the memory of their loved one. Simpsons. Our services include professional funeral and pre-planning, burials and cremation, custom-built and imported caskets, conference and cremation trays, cemetery management, limousines, mourners cars, grief counseling, web streaming of funerals, fully air-conditioned chapel with live musical accompaniment, full global shipping and receiving of loved ones. We specialize in facial restorations. Call us anytime, day or night, at 623-8688. That number again is 623-8688. Simpsons Memorial Limited. Superior service, always with excellence.
Take me to the king. I don't have much to bring.
Welcome the Christmas holidays this year with quality and attractive furniture from Stylist Furniture Limited. 2 locations, 51 Rushwood Street, San Fernando, and 101 Crackness Village in Princestown. Select from a wide range of contemporary furniture to enhance your homes. Now open on Sundays from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Call today, 652-2542. Season's greetings to all our customers and friends from Stylist Furniture Limited. Stylist Furniture Limited. For this time in you.
Dr. Livette. Join him right here on your radio every Friday afternoon from 5:05 p.m. to 5:35 p.m. for your dose of the health and wellness in a program that is sure to change your life. Popular for promoting Livette rather than diet, Dr. Livette has transformed a number of lives nationwide and is now live on the Street 919 FM every Friday from 5:05 p.m. Tune in and also learn about the U-Juice to build your immunities and promote overall great health. Dr. Livette on the Street 919 FM this and every Friday from 5:05 p.m. to 5:35 p.m. It's time that you live.
From the studio to the stage, every Friday between 3 to 4 p.m. right here on the Street 919 FM. Radio you can see. Log on to our Facebook and YouTube so you can see live interviews and performances from some of our very own local superstars. Right here on the Street 919 FM.
Turn your lights down low and listen to the Master's Radio.
The Church of the Firstborn Assembly of number 399 Eastern Main Road, Waiko Sangre Grande, is pleased to present Pastors Morris and Agnes Johnson and guest. Sundays, Tuesdays, and Friday night, Sunday Ministry of Worship, Children Hour, and the Word from 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. Tuesdays, see Jesus in every book of the Bible from Genesis to Revelation from 9 p.m. and Friday night, 9 p.m. to 5 a.m. all-night prayer for our nation. Tell your neighbors, tell your friends, tell everyone. For further information, visit with us at www.churchofthefirstbornassembly.org or on Facebook. Email us at church668hope@gmail.com or call us at 753-1113 or 236-7271. Your free gifts and offerings will be greatly appreciated at Church of the Firstborn Assembly, account number 795222 at the First Citizens Bank.
In touch with God. Turn your radio on.
The Street 91.9 FM brings you today's tips to improve your financial literacy. Improving your financial literacy is a never-ending endeavor that needs to be prioritized. As you work on improving your financial literacy, it's important to continue your momentum. Here are your tips. Pay attention to your fees. Understanding the fee structure and the amount you have been paying on a monthly or even annual basis in regards to fees associated with financial services is extremely important. Account service fees, annual financial planning service fees, investment account management fees, you name it. If you haven't reviewed and audited your fees yet, I recommend that you sit down and make this a priority. That was your financial tip brought to you by the Street 91.9 FM.
This is the Street 919 FM COVID-19 updates. In case you missed it, the latest COVID positive cases in TNT as of December 6, 2021 stands at new positive cases 801. Total active cases 12,707. Total recovered patients 60,947. Total positive cases for COVID-19 as of March 2020 to present 75,935. Follow the Ministry of Health COVID-19 protocols. Wear your mask, sanitize, social distance, and avoid gatherings. A message from the Street 919 FM.
Share the live. Share the live. The Street 919 FM on Facebook and Instagram. Share the live. Iowa George on Instagram. Share the live. Iowa TV and Street TV on YouTube. Share the live. The Street 919 FM.
Yeah, well, I come to teach all about Paramount Sound. Let me explain it. Well, Christmas morning, I calling my friends. Say, bring your instrument and yes, they gather all of them. We making a plan. Who we hitting first and what song we singing and who doing the first, cause that is Param. Yeah, where I come from. Param. Well, that is Param. We drinks in me hand. Param. Yeah, man. Well, on to the next house. I'm feeling nice. You have to leave the paper glass, but you can take the ice. We singing one more song because we don't stick. And well, we shake the neighbor gate with pure Parang music. Well, that is Parang. Hey, where I come from. Parang. Follow Seco Gang. Parang. Instruments in me have. Parang. We hitting it 10th house. It's Parang with pace, but something smelling off, we know say in the people place. When I turn around to the man on the base, I notice he have dog mess on his shoes and his shoelace, but that is Parang. Hey, where we come from.
So welcome back on the inside. Just a bit of information for you. Deck your home with a 55-inch smart TV. Just purchase your DirecTV prepaid kit and enjoy an instant free installation, Then activate and top up 30 days to be eligible for a grand prize. You'll be dashing through the shows all season long with DirecTV prepaid. Remember, this promotion ends on December 17th. Do you know your legal rights? Do you have burning legal questions you always wanted the answers for? Then let's talk legal. Join us right here on the Street 909 FM as we discuss legal information and administration at its finest. Every Monday from 11:15 a.m. to 11:45 a.m. and Thursdays from 10:05 a.m. to 10:35 a.m. as we discuss matters pertaining to you. Let's Talk Legal is brought to you by Dale Daniel and Associates Legal Administrative Firm. Let's Talk Legal, democratizing law, right here on the Street 909 FM. Every Monday from 11:15 a.m. and Thursday from 10:05 a.m. Dale Daniel and Associates located on Taylor Street in Woodbrook. Our opening hours are from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Welcome the Christmas holidays this year with quality and attractive furniture from Stylus Furniture Limited. Our 2 locations, 51 Rushwood Street, San Fernando, and 101 Crackness Village in Princestown. Select from a wide range of contemporary furniture to enhance your homes. Now open on Sundays from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. You can call us at 652-2542. Season's greetings from all our customers and friends from Stylus Furniture Limited. Stylus Furniture Limited, for the style in you. So guys, welcome back on the inside as we continue to take your calls. Caller, good morning. Awesome. Missed that call. You can call me back. Caller, good morning.
Hi, good morning.
Morning.
I congratulate the winning party in Topico, and I pray that God's guidance and blessing will be upon the party. The lesson that I gathered or learned is that persons in authority employed by government must be accountable and be evaluated on a regular basis. Example, the councillors, the MPs, permanent secretaries in various ministries. They all must have written goals and objectives, including strategies in reaching the goals and objectives. The objective must be monitored by their leaders to map out accomplishment and problems which must be worked on. In many ministries and organizations, managers and supervisors are not doing their jobs. And in some cases, no one is following up and taking corrective action. There should be a department where the public can lodge complaints, because many times you go in a ministry and you have a complaint and you're not getting what you want, you walk away. But there must be some system there for them to get redress. This would avoid the mistrust, misrepresentation that encourages dislike, hatred and gossip about MPs, ministries, etc. And finally, something should be done about the social media and their disrespect for people and the way they carry on and write on people. Something should be done. That has to cease. And the media should start being not biased. They should start giving proper news, give us news and not one-sided. That has to stop, otherwise we will be in a worse situation. We need to clear the air, start afresh. Thank you.
Thank you.
And I wanna applaud that contribution, Bruce, because as we were talking off here, that there is need to explain. You see, if people aren't aware of how the system works, that I might have an issue that I believe the government can sort out. When I say government, I don't mean the ministers. I mean government department, the ministries, their departments and so on, to deal with these things. And if it is that I have an issue and I go to a particular department to get my issue treated with and it's not being handled efficiently, there must be some avenue for redress. And you need to let the people know, okay, this is the process and so on. There needs to be an assessment of the different ministries, how things are done, identify the bureaucracy, the bottlenecks in the system. Because when a person has an issue that affects them personally, right? I don't want to hear that they have bottleneck. I don't want to hear that. This has affected me, and I need to have this matter resolved so that I can be happy, so that I can be comfortable, and that's my issue. And therefore, there needs to be some things have to be done, and as Zazikola said, because so I saw somebody saying just now that promises were made and promises were made over the years, and yet still there was a rehashing of promises and as the case may be, and that may very well have been so. But if it is that you make a promise, a campaign promise, and it cannot be fulfilled in a particular term, you need to let the people know that. This is why, we said we were going to do this, but we weren't able to accomplish this because X, Y, Z, A, B, and C. And people will appreciate you for that. But if it is that you make a promise, or you said you're going to do certain things and it didn't happen in a term because of whether it be, again, bureaucracy, money, Whatever's the issue, and you don't come back and tell the people, and then you come in our next election and promise the same thing. Whereas you keep making the same promise and nothing happening. So you shooting yourself in the foot.
Caller, good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
I just hear my show hard to get seen, but Dominic and do so good, boy. This is I show. I was like calling all this in 6 o'clock.
Hey.
Where's this boy?
Welcome.
Morning. Well, I see you doing your post-mortem, Dominic.
Yes.
And I want to agree with you wholeheartedly. I'm listening to all the callers as well, and they're making some salient points. So I wanted to add my 2 cents in it, because you guys would understand that my phone ringing since midnight last night.
Yes.
Everybody. So I wanted to come out and give my view on this situation. First of all, I start off by saying Tobago have spoken loudly, and we have heard the message coming out of Tobago. I want to congratulate those who would have won in proper P&M style. Of course, we accept loss, and of course, we congratulate.
Yes.
I want to say to all the candidates that you did your best, and you ran a very classy campaign. So it's not an issue of whether the campaign was not done correctly. In my opinion, I felt that it was, but I felt the Tobagonians wanted what they would have voted for. And if we look at what happened in January, the writing was on the wall. It was 12-12, and the people wanted both parties to come to a mutual agreement in order to govern Tobago's affairs. That did not work out in our interest as the PNM, and of course, we would have went back and added the additional seats. And I guess this was not what the Tobagonians wanted. I think it's time for the PNM Tobago in particular to take a look at what has happened, take note of it. All is not lost. We are best when in opposition, and from being a party member for a while, I can say that the PNM, when in opposition, is the busiest thing on the planet.
Yeah.
We know how to get the job done. It's just sad that it always has to happen that way. That in opposition, we understand where we went wrong, and we try our very hard to win our way back. And when we win back, we become complacent, and then we don't share the gospel of the PNM, we don't do proper PR, etc., etc., etc. So I want to say to the people of Tobago, we have heard you. We have heard your concerns, and we will take stock of it. We will take note of it going forward. You wanted to say something? Sorry.
No, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Yeah, and to all the young people who I had on my program over the last few days, I want you to know that all is not lost. I got some voice notes from them this morning. A lot of them didn't sleep last night, people crying because they're uncertain what their future may be. Remember, some things were said on the campaign trail about who they're going to get rid of and who wouldn't get rid of. So it has a lot of young people uncertain as to what the future would look like, and I want to tell them that their future remains bright as long as the People's National Movement is in government. At the end of the day, as of today, or as of midnight tonight, PNM remains the government of Trinidad and Tobago. And they will do what is necessary to consider the needs of the people on both islands. I just hope those on the other side would govern with respect and with honesty going forward, and not malice. Tobagonians don't need that at this time. So guys, I looked on and listening.
Yes.
You're doing an awesome job. You guys fought a very good campaign. Dominic, you were on the ball every single time.
Thank you.
Sharon Gill, you held it down every single time. And there's nothing more we could have done.
Yes.
From the writing was on the wall from January. Tobagonians' minds were made up. And this is just the outcome of it. So guys, I love you. Locked on and listening. Have a good day.
You too.
You too. Take care.
So I wonder if there will be no justice for the people with the big red flags. Well, you all can come across to Trinidad for the next 4 years. We will accommodate you.
Yes.
Yes.
Of course.
Yeah. Well, is that Mr. You come man of his, but because he promised there will be no justice for all them people with the big flag. I don't like the PNM. I don't like that. These are my last words. I don't like the PNM. Well, all right. So if it's a household with PNM and PDP living in it, oh, well, you're going to unsaddle, eh? When the PNM man lost his work. How the bills paying? Anyway. That's all across the bay, not mine.
See how that goes, huh?
Yeah.
Caller, good morning.
Good morning, Batman and Robin.
Morning.
Morning.
And I know you test 73. And I get in a nervous breakdown with the social services. I need somebody to advise me on what I should do for my husband who's in bed deteriorating. Every morning I look at him. I try, but I can't talk what I want to talk on the radio. I need somebody to talk to.
So.
I'm really hurting, but I don't know. And my husband is not aware of what has happened to them. The child detention. He's not aware. I mean, the cost of living is high. Every cent matters. Some people would say like a fight on money. But what is entitled to you should be for you. We're not supposed to suffer like this in the end.
True.
I need somebody to talk to.
Yes, I'll take your number. I'll call you.
I appreciate it.
No
Thank
problem.
You.
Yes, my dear.
And these are the issues, Bruce, that transcends politics.
Yeah.
These are the things that cause parties to lose elections.
You know, there's a lot of trolls, I seen it, that remain in a lot of these ministries.
Yeah.
And even though we may not be able to identify them, you see just what you said there should be something in place where if it is I go to this ministry to have something done, and for whatever reason, every time I go, you need this. I go, I get that, I come back. You need this. I go, I get that, I come back. You need this. Then there should be some place that I can go to say, here, what's going on. I've been to this establishment on numerous occasions, and every time I go, it's something different.
Yeah.
What's happening here? What do I need to know? What it is I am doing wrong?
Right.
Or if I am being wronged, let me know what is going on.
Yeah.
So that way now, I can say, okay, who did you speak to? What is the person's name? What department are they from? Get this information. You're going to, hi, good day, yes. What is your name? Okay, nice. So this is my issue, whatever. This is the person that deals. So if it's Mary dealing with me, I could go and say, listen to me, every time I go there, I talk to Mary some bacchanal. What is really going on?
Yeah.
And let me see what Mary about. You understand? Because a situation like this, look how long I have been hearing her speaking about her husband and the little issues that they've been having.
Right.
I mean, come on.
You see, and these bureaucracies transcend administrations. And it does and you see, that's why there's need, Bruce, for reformation of the public service. Because we are operating on systems and procedures that is decades old. And you have to be in 2021, you cannot be operating on things that was put in place in the 1990s and the 1980s.
Exactly.
That's not making sense. These things have to be fixed. But yes, you can't blame the minister because when they come in, right, they're not responsible for the day-to-day operations of the ministry.
Exactly.
You have a permanent secretary, a deputy permanent secretary, you have department heads. What it is that they're doing? When you are, how you all doing assessments and appraisals of your staff? Based on what? But it is that if people come in to get services and they're not getting through, right? Then the government gets blamed because of the bottleneck that taking place lower down. And if you don't bring it to their attention, it had a fix.
And you see, the hard pressing thing with this also is that they are the people who actually do their work. There are people in there that do their work. What they're supposed to do, they do it.
Right.
Just sometimes you're not fortunate to meet that individual.
Right.
You understand? So what ends up happening now is the whole department gets branded. The whole ministry gets branded. They do not know people inside there. They always getting around inside there, and then now bounces straight to the government, and then the party.
Yes.
PNM is the worst thing. When they was inside there, I couldn't get nothing. I couldn't go. I didn't do this. I didn't do that.
Right.
So if I make things hard, and that's what the mindset are setting for the people there.
Correct.
So obviously, when I go to vote, I don't want to vote to you.
Yeah. But the people who are responsible for these things, you need to take your job seriously. I'll give you an example, right? as treasurer for the National Trust, when I went in there, and I looked at certain things, systems and procedures that they had in place, and I reviewed some of them, bringing my own professional background to bear, and I'm saying, well, okay, we need to fix it. We could do this better. We could do this. This, what we're doing here, you see this practice here, this is unacceptable. And if it is that auditors come and say, this will not work.
Yeah.
So we need to, this needs to change, this is what we need to do. Right, and sit down with the CEO. Well, here's what now. I know we do this, but I don't think this making sense.
Yeah.
We do that. And that's what you need to do, so that you can better engage with your public, with your customers who coming into you. And when you fix that to make sure, as they say, you dot your I's and cross your T's and so on.
Yeah.
And if it is that this way, it can't be you going and getting a degree and your master's and all kind of thing, just so you can get a big work to get $15,000-$20,000 a month, and you're not bringing that knowledge, that head knowledge, to improve the operations of the organization that you're working in. That makes no sense.
I just want to collect my money on the
Exactly. It does not make sense. And that is why the public sector needs to start to operate to some extent like the private sector, where people are held accountable, so that when they see they do an appraisal, and that could affect your bonus. If you do nonsense, and these are the metrics that we expect, and these are the KPIs, and if you don't satisfy these, then you can expect you will get no promotion and you will get no bonus, among other things. Because there are people, as this lady, she has her issue for how long this thing has been going on.
Yep.
What is the avenues for redress?
I know. I have a friend and I have a cousin that works with the government. And not because it's my friend, not because it's my cousin, but they're passionate about the job.
Yeah.
To the point where my cousin, I asked her, say, hey, you're going on, when you see I ready to see about my place in the back, you need to drop my plans, I have a friend who, where she is there now, she was explaining to me about the property tax and stuff like that, and what they're trying to implement and how it's going to work, and ways in which she figures that it's going to work, and all these different things. And she said everyday people, when they come, and she deal with them, she take the time sometimes to explain to them something. You might find, oh, you're taking so long on this one person, but it's just that, she want to make sure that when you come there, you know what you're coming for, what you're about, how you're going to get help, how you're going to get information, what's going to happen. And these are the few that are passionate about their job, and they would do the right thing, but then there are those who, oh God, Dominic, but are just going there because it's a salary, and as it's a government, and I have a government salary, you have a government work.
Yeah. Security of tenure.
Come on, man, we have to do better than that. We have to put something in place. It can't be, well, they ain't going to fire me. Dominic, I go on, yes, I go in all the road and come back.
Yeah.
And you're not being held accountable for that? Is there no consequences for that?
No.
Because
lunch is 1 hour, but I'll take 2. I'm supposed to reach for 8, but 8:30 I'm strolling in with a rituals cup in my hand, and if it's a pie or something, I go in and have breakfast, and then, you go down to Board of Inland Revenue, and the person who's supposed to be doing the stamping thing, the seal, they ain't coming to work today, so they had to come back up.
That's the next thing. So if the one man can't come, the train can't move?
Yeah, so I take a day off to go and do this. And then telling me now this person can come to work today. So I had to take another day off. Go and tell my employer, well, I didn't get through. I had to go back tomorrow. And government get blamed for that, right? Madness.
Duke, them is the thing you have to fix as PSA head. Well, if you remain in that position.
No, and that's the problem. When it is that these people who messing up the system get pulled up, you run up inside it like a big dog. The bull on. Shut it down. Right. Because this man who paying dues, you find that he's being victimized. But you're not asking the question why. What is going on? He didn't do any work. Right. But he paying you dues. He paying your salary. So therefore, right.
I remember people get vexed with me when I said Mr. Ansel Roger needed to speak to the guys in Petrotrin to up the production, and then Petrotrin may have still been alive and well today. And people get vexed with me when I say that.
Yeah.
You're going here to make sure that the workers get more money. They get all the this and that, all the safety things, all the everything. You want, yes, and they have to get this and if a man work 8 hours, he have to get this, and he have to get that, and he have to. But Petrotrin don't have to get production.
Yeah.
So you keep running at a loss and stay there. Yeah, because we come out of the anyway.
There's no commensurate increase in productivity. The unions don't represent the company, they represent the workers.
Right.
Yes, sir?
So
Right.
the workers say, how much we supposed to make 300 barrels today? How much I get 50? Oh God, only 50 tomorrow we go see all that 250.
Yeah.
Yeah, tomorrow we go see about that 250. When tomorrow come, how much I get today? 25? 25 good. 25. We go try to make it 300 for the week. And expected that to stay online.
Yeah.
Look all you miss more than nonsense now, eh? We will put something in place.
Every year getting internal audit reports are showing deficiencies in different departments, and the department is not doing anything to fix it.
Not because the union will protect you with that.
Well, but not only that, it's an opportunity now for you to send out one of the audit reports to the opposition, and they make a bacchanal about something. Right. Yeah, that wait for.
That will work.
Yeah, you ain't getting paid to fix the problem. No.
Because under this government, it had no production. But if we get voting, we go make up the production. Anyway, let me take a call because I feel the wrong thing will not come out my mouth. Caller, good morning.
Good morning. Zip that lip, eh?
Morning.
Good morning, Dominic. Morning to everyone. You know, I'm listening to all of there, and you know how many slaps I get for that? Because you have your co-workers coming in. They're telling you good morning, and they're telling you bye-bye. They're meeting you on the work, and they're leaving you there, right? Then, you know, when they reach, they have to go to the breakfast, and they have to go and make up the face, and by the time they say it's lunchtime, they're gone. By the time, well, lunch supposed to be 1 o'clock. But by the time they come back, all they do is to fix their face and go again. And when you tell them about it, they're more upset than you. But you know, if you run out to do a little thing and you take a 10 minutes, look how long she gone. You understand? And I always try to say to them, it is because of these people coming to the office to do business, you have a job. If they don't come, they will have no need for you. And I always say to them, because of their salary, you are able to live a comfortable life. So why that bad attitude? And they get upset when you tell them things like these. So, long time I used to get upset when I hear people talk about public servants and things, but I join them. Some of them just do real crap, and because them and somebody in a senior position is friends, so they're doing what they want to do, and nobody's saying anything to them. You understand? And at the end of the day, they want to point fingers at you who tried. Right? However, let me just say this now to all other political parties. Take note of how PNM handling their losses. No fuss, no bacchanal. That's all I see. Have a good day.
Thank you. Oh boy. It was a stage, eh? Caller, good morning.
Hey, Bruce.
Hey, morning.
Morning, Dominic.
Morning,
What's
sir.
up?
Morning.
Hey, welcome back, man.
Thank you.
Wanted to shout out everybody. There's a chance to be some God left. Let's come in. Coco Clem. Hey, here's I congratulate the PDP, right? On the victory rules, right?
Yeah.
But let me tell you something. I listened to Fali talking last night, fellas, and the tone of the conversation changed. You see how politics is a game, and they fool the people, because now you know what he is saying. He have to work with Dr. Rowley, and he hope that this, what I thought they was talking about autonomy and secession to separate from Trinidad, right? How come now you're telling the people that things that they promised, they mightn't be able to deliver? This is what is politics, to fool the people. And now they get in, they cannot deliver, as Dominic said, 10 million for each district. We don't want to get that money. And Bruce, remember, he tell them they're going to have a nice Christmas. He said, not Christmas, for the New Year's. Listen to his speech. He has changed his language. He said he take up the PDP jersey and put on this white. He is neutral now. They cannot deliver their promises. But if I was central government now, I bring in the autonomy bill now. right? Because remember that is two-seater, Dominic.
Yes.
Let me see if the UNC will support them to get them autonomy now. Because if they get the autonomy and they're separated from Trinidad, that is 2 seats going, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we're dealing in Trinidad with 39.
Yes.
So let us see. I bet you UNC does support to give them autonomy. This is which why the politics get sticky now. But let me tell you something, fellas. God have a way of doing things. Everything coming out to the light now. You see? All right, fellas.
Yeah,
have a
man.
nice day.
So, Dominic, being the financial guru, as you are called, as I know that you are, how far $1,000 is go by?
It's hard for them to figure it out. You're paying $100 a month dues to PSA. $1,200 for the year. You give back $1,000, you get a little refund. You're still in the whole $200.
Dominic.
Oh gosh.
I went in the grocery the other day. I was just I passed through the lane with the baby products and stuff.
Yes.
Right? Because I think I went to just to get milk or something. So yeah. When I went now and I said, boy, no longer I'm really walking in a lane like this, boy. Mama. What's the price of these things now, boy? I tin a clim $114. And I know that tin only lasting a child 2 weeks. Well, like, because I remember 2 weeks I tin a milk, and I the big tin, not the small tin, 2 weeks I lasted. It's dependent on how you mixing your thing for your child.
Right.
Pampers, almost $200. And that Pampers might last a week. Depending on how the child feel in a couple of days. Say, but wait, $1,000 can't go far again. $1,000 can't do nothing, Dominic. From me, you know, you used to say, as you break 100 done, partner, as you break 1,000, that's a wrap. You go swear that is $100 bill.
Bruce, my salty ham costing half of that.
Yes, you see? You see?
Speaking of which, I need to go and have
you on your
deal
hand.
with that.
See, yes, people, Dominic and I will be having this dispute again this year because Turkey is the way, the truth, and the life. Especially when you see her trying to right now my motto is sex is a must.
Right.
Health is life.
Right.
So the turkey falling nice. Yeah. I might meet in all the regular stuff I custom meet in the Christmas time, but
right.
you know. But again, only time will tell. So we wait to see.
Yes.
I am sincerely praying and hoping that these guys govern the people properly and do what is in the best interest of the people. Right? All the inside, do all the thing.
Yeah.
Because if all you shoot all yourself in the foot, I will be there with the plaster to put on it and ship you away.
Well, I heard a PDP supporter saying last night, you know, well, we vote all in. If all you do shipping us, we vote all you out. And when you vote them out, who are you going to vote for?
Yeah.
You're going to vote for the same PNM that you don't want? Same PNM that they do nothing? Okay. All right.
Because I ain't get why one Dominic so I vex. So I put somebody else.
Yeah.
I vex. Yeah.
So a 21-year marriage has come to an end?
Yes.
Right. Well, let's hope the new man that he lives up to all he was whispering, all the sweet nothings that he was whispering in your ears. Leader man, girl.
Because again, the grass looking green on the next side.
Yeah.
How much times in life you go through that? You leave, you have a bird in the hand and you see the one in the bush and you run for the one in the bush and it's gone.
Right.
When you look back, the one in your hand gone too. Okay. All right. So guys, You kind of winding down here now.
Yeah, I had to run out.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
At this time, I'm taking it light to close off for the last couple of minutes. I will be playing some parang music. Long. It's Christmas time. I don't know all the thing at all, yeah?
And all of you who have heavy hearts and who didn't sleep last night, you need to turn and toss. And me, I say, see me, I not going through that, you know. I not losing no sleep. I didn't put on my TV. I was doing some work home and stuff, I think, right? And like you, my phone was ringing off the hook too.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah. I said, well, I don't know it. I'm not following it. I just was seeing from time to time on Facebook.
I tell you, I feel shame in the people gym last night. The phone making one set of noise. Yeah, what the hell is this? I'm going to load up this phone.
Yeah.
Guys, as in true PNM style, we could laugh, we could continue, you know, with the smile on our faces. Hey, one down.
Yeah.
Don't worry. As usual, we regroup.
Mm-hmm.
Pinpoint what was the issues.
Yes.
Deal with it, and we come in hard.
Ms. Felix, I had to give you a call because you know, I think we need to start the campaign for 2022 local government. I have some ideas, and so you know, you could bring it to those whose responsibility it is. Yeah. So I'll give you a call.
So guys, we're gonna play some music to close you off. As we say now, it was a pleasure being in company. It was a pleasure having you in ours. I will be here tomorrow with the lovely Miss Sharon Felix. And back again on Thursday with Mr. Romain.
Mm-hmm.
So guys, keep it locked to the street 919. Hey, before I do that, I'm going to take this call. Caller, good morning.
A blessed morning to you, Booston.
Morning, my brother. Morning.
Miss Sharon Felix, all loyal listeners and followers all over the live, all Tobago. Well, the people say PDP, PNM, all you know how to do. Make sure you won't heal properly and fight again. Thank you very much, Bruce and Dominic.
Yes,
Thank you,
brother.
sir.
Take care. Yeah, man.
Yes, and I just want the UNC people and trolls to note, you're not seeing anything on Facebook about anything with race and calling people cockroach and all that kind of thing, right? You could take note again as to how the PNM deals with defeat.
That's right.
Yes, sir?
Yes. So, Dominic, you are off.
Yes, sir.
As we say,
ciao.
My children very famous. I sure you know my children. I sure. Thank you, Fernandez. Thank you, Fernandez. For naming me children. For naming me children. Thank you, Angostura. You make me a proud father. Say it harder. Thank you, Fernandez. Thank you, Fernandez. For naming me children. For naming me children. Thank you, Angostura. You make me a proud father. Yes, sir. You see me Sunday. Every Christmas he on everyone's list. My twins and pick you. Before Christmas he done pass through. By me and you. Go down by La Luna. You go meet my Spanish daughter. She name one Lisa. My big daughter Maggie. She just make man happy. But drive me crazy. I have a daughter named File. That girl wicked and vile. Always in the latest style. That the one where I have no child. The big son PD's a king. Always in everything. Every parang function, every parang step. They bring him out and I'll sing. Thank you, Fernandez. Thank you, Fernandez. For naming me children. For naming me children. Thank you, Angostura. You make me a proud father. Say it harder. Thank you, Fernandez. Thank you, Fernandez. For naming me children. For naming me children. Thank you, Angostura. You make me a proud father. Yes, sir. My stepson half. Rhyme with tea and your bones to laugh. My biggest son named Barrel. He just make you quarrel. Quarrel for nothing. My outside child named Keg. What this son like the peg. I have a son named Peters. I call him when I get the jitters. He live in Felix. Me thank When he don't and him shut, they have to deal with she on the spot. Everywhere I go, everywhere I pass, they say that child not too hot. The last on the LLB, up to now he don't talk to me. He say I pass him around too much for Christmas, but he don't mix with everybody. Thank you, Fernandez. Thank you, Fernandez. For naming me children. For naming me children. Thank you, Angostura. Bruce Willis. You make me a boat father.
DJ Bruce Wayne.
Thank you, Fernandez. Thank you, Fernandez. For naming me children. For naming me children. Thank you, Angostura. You make me a boat father. Yes, sir. Ready? Tonka-dong, tonka-dong, tonka-dong. Tonka-dong, tonka-dong, tonka-dong. Tonka-dong, tonka-dong, tonka-dong. Tonka-dong, tonka-dong, tonka-dong.
La música del señor León Cordero.
Mujeres. Tomate la zapa, tomate no va. El de la rosa, el de la rosa. La zapa de rosa. Y el de la rosa, señor. Vamos al bailar. La zapa de rosa, el de la rosa, y el de la rosa, tú mate la zapa, tú me traes bailar, y el de la rosa, señor, vamos al bailar.
This Christmas gonna be different, all the best things from me. This year I'm spending Christmas with my Indian family. Mr. Rubai and Mousie, Tuti and Chinani. We have a parent group that's practicing already. Daddy, I'm on a lele, landala. More, lele, landala. Daddy, I'm on a lele, landala. Baby, more, lele, landala. It can't go be no harm, no parcel, neither Tuesday. Curry, duck and dal, we come and ball and roti. Knocking with a black, we do lock and dance. Wishing Merry Christmas and having a ball. Daddy, I'm on the lele, and lele, landala. Baby, more, lele, landala. Daddy, I'm on the lele, and lele, landala. Baby, more, lele, landala.
Ranking and right now you're listening to the Titans of Democracy. You don't know. Real talk.
Christmas on the junction. We hitting my brethren a parang. But when we reach when he wife cooking, and this a funny smell we getting. But we drinking and we liming. We paranging and we dancing. We all talking and skylarking. When he wife, well, she come out and say, now it's time for dining. We ain't eating nothing that's smelling so. We ain't eating nothing that's smelling so. What's smelling so? I don't know. Eating nothing that's smelling so. We ain't eating nothing that's smelling so. What's smelling so? I don't know. Guy, he jump up, say like he have bad luck because he gets hiccup and the thing it won't stop. I tell him don't get frightened, boy just don't think nothing. When we reach by the next table, well we will eat something. We ain't eating nothing that's smelling so. We ain't eating nothing that's smelling so. What's smelling so? I don't know. Eating nothing that's smelling so. We ain't eating nothing that's smelling so. What's smelling so? I don't know. But you howling because he belly growling. He say he ain't eat nothing since 12 o'clock this morning. But the smell compelling, and there is no telling what this woman cooking. We ain't eating nothing that's smelling so. We ain't eating nothing that's smelling so. What's smelling so? I don't know. We ain't eating nothing that's smelling so. We ain't eating nothing that's. Hey, Regin, bring a flask. I ain't taking off my mask. A straw could pass, so I could sip the flask. You know it will not last, but we'll have a blast. You cannot say this parambam never pass. Yeah, we ain't eating nothing that's smelling so. We ain't eating nothing that's smelling so. What's smelling so? I don't know. We ain't eating nothing that's smelling so. We ain't eating nothing that. Hey, what's smelling so? I don't know. We ain't eating nothing that's smelling so. What's smelling so? I don't know. Eating nothing that's smelling so. What's smelling so? I don't know. Like a salad. I feel the oil they use maybe old, but that's smelling kind of.
So guys, yes, I'm right here. Don't worry. Just playing that sweet parang music for you. But our word for today is protect. The power, love, and light of God protect me. A tree is protected from falling on a windy, rainy day because its deep roots keep it firmly in the ground. The branches move with the wind, and the tree may bend, but it does not break. It absorbs the sun's rays just as it withstands wind and rain. My spiritual roots are planted in God, helping me weather life's storms. I am flexible as I confront challenges. I am secure because I have faith that the power of God protects me. I gratefully absorb this loving light and let it shine from within me. The sustained shelter of God is my sanctuary. It leads me to protect my body with God nutrition and exercise and protect my mind from troubling thoughts through prayer, meditation, and inspirational reading. In God, I am safe. Then you will walk on your way sincerely, and your foot shall not stumble. Proverbs 3:23. So guys, as you know, that's the time for today. I just have an obituary to do before I exit, and I'm going to do that now. And we will leave you, and we'll be back here tomorrow morning, please God. So, Street 909 FM has been asked to announce the passing of Lucille Pierre of number 14 Alfred Richard Street, St. James, who died on Thursday, the 2nd of December 2021 at the age of 89 years. She will be remembered as the daughter of the late Alberta and Jeremiah Pierre, wife of Randolph Williams, mother of Cheryl Pierre and Anthony Williams, sister of Enelva Cipriani, Sheila Job, Miriam Farry, Harrison, Reynald, Theophilus, Ivan, and Lance, all deceased. Grandmother of Garnet Philip and Leah Philip Awai. Great-grandmother of Luke Henry Awai and Seth Aphilas Awai. Aunt of Hamil, Tony, Dale, Mark, Gemma, Josephine, Jerry, Marva, Marlene, Earl, Debbie, and Deanne, niece of Earl, Tony, Pyle, Jerry, Gemma, and Jackie, relative of Fitzroy Pierre, friend of Violet Thomas, Lydia MacDonald, Flory Amethel, Pearl Jacqueline, Nicholas, Marlene, Julia Ross, and Gemma Ryan. The funeral service for the late Lucille Pierre takes place on Thursday, the 9th of December 2021 at St. Thomas Anglican Church, St. Thomas Village, Main Road, Chaguanas at 11 a.m. and thence to St. Thomas Anglican Churchyard Cemetery for burial. For more information, please contact Simpsons Memorial Limited at 623-8688.
The views expressed are not necessarily the views of the management of the Street 919 FM.
Then one day he moved away, went and lived in Glastonbury. We always used to chorus, la 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 la. We always had we fun. Who is singing? La 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 la. A ring dong, parang. La 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 la. We decide to give him one, but Totoro start to laugh at me when we are in the wrong house tonight. We parang in right house. We parang in wrong house. This is the right house. I now find the right house. I was in the wrong house.